Facebook. We are live. We are live right now. Welcome to my home office. I'm Demarcus. Just want to share some value with you guys. Today, I'll be talking about wholesaling real estate, specifically how to wholesale properties that are listed on the MLS. So we'll be going over that. We'll be going over how I found out about the strategy, what I did to become successful, the trial and errors I went through, the steps that you can take with $0 to start wholesaling properties on the MLS today, and be successful. So that's what I'm going to be going over, guys. If you have any questions after a point, just drop it in the comments, and I will get to it when I can. But let's get rolling. Let's get rolling. So, wholesaling properties on the MLS. If you don't know what wholesaling is, that's not really what this video is about, but wholesaling a property is locking a property up at one price with a contract, and selling that contract to another buyer for a higher price, and your profit is that fee in between. So, that's wholesaling. Wholesaling properties on the MLS. What that means is there are properties that are listed on the MLS or multiple listing service in every state, that are on the market. This means properties that are on the market. Um, Typically, wholesalers only work with off-market properties. So a lot of wholesalers market to properties that are not listed on the MLS. So it's a great opportunity. It was a great opportunity for myself and a great opportunity to any wholesalers that have already closed deals or wholesalers that are still looking to close your first deal. This is a great free opportunity to make a lot of money. No joke, to make a lot of money wholesaling real estate on the MLS. So again, I'm Demarcus. I've been wholesaling for a few years. I have mainly worked with off-market properties, but wholesaling properties on the MLS. My mentor Aaron Bevan, shout out to him. He told me about it at the beginning of August. And I'm like, I looked at it as a challenge. I never wholesale properties on the MLS. I wasn't great with building relationships with agents at that point. So it was something I was interested in. And I started in August. If you guys didn't see the live previous, I started in August, and within about 60 days, I made a little over $60,000. And that's with no money up front, no marketing expenses. This was just me calling realtors, finding properties on the MLS, and getting them under contract and selling them to our buyers. So um, let me get into a little bit how you can pull a list. So obviously, everybody knows about what's up, Joey. I see you, Joey. What's up, MJ? Everybody knows about Zillow, right? Zillow is your main source you would go to find a property that's on the MLS or a property that's listed, right? What you can do is you can go on Zillow. It might take you a little longer. You can sift through Zillow, use your filters to find properties that are listed, maybe two bedroom, three bedroom, depending on your market. You can filter the year build. You can filter the price on Zillow. That's a way you can do it. That's a free source if you don't know any realtors that can get you a bigger list. So what I mean by that is, depending on your state, your realtors in your state should have access to MLS that they can pull you a list, a large list based on the criteria you're looking for. So you can go to a realtor. They could be a friend of yours. You can say, hey, this might take them a total of like 10 minutes, guys, not even 10 minutes. You can say, hey, can you pull me a list of properties with two bedrooms, three bedrooms, and, export it for me and give it to me. So, for example, you can ask for a list, two bedroom, three bedroom properties built after a certain date, properties that have been listed for, a certain amount of time, and go from there. So a realtor in your community, in your real estate community, in your market can uh, pull a list for you. Once you have that list, you can type the address in on Zillow. The agent information should be readily available. If they don't have their phone number listed, then you could just Google the agent's name with their brokerage, and you should get a phone number for the realtor that's listing that property. Um, what type of property should you target? Obviously, there's tons of properties on the MLS. This is all free information, guys. Free information. There's tons of properties on the market. Um, I would try to target properties that are distressed in one way or another. So typically with wholesale properties, you want to target properties that are distressed, meaning that they need a lot of work, need a lot of renovation, need heavy repairs. On the market, you can target properties that may not only be distressed, but that have been listed for 60 plus days, 100 plus days, just depending on your market. Now, some markets are not going to have a lot of properties that have been listed 100 and plus days. So depending on your market, you want to filter that so that you can get a good size list. So for a market like me here in Atlanta, you can filter a list for properties that have been listed 60 days or longer, and start calling those realtors, start calling those properties and say, hey, I'm an investor. This is the price I want to offer on this property. We work with a team of investors. We can get this thing closed. Is a seller open to a cash offer? That's essentially how you should be presenting yourself. Now, there's going to be a lot of agents who don't want to work with investors. They've already heard lowball offers, so they say. But essentially, you're offering a solution. If they don't want to take the solution, then it's not really on you. But what I found is, and what pays is, there's a lot of realtors who've been working with clients for a long time. For whatever reason, the property isn't selling. In most cases, the property isn't selling because it's listed for too much money. There's no way around it. The properties that are listed correctly, meaning at the right price, sell on the market. If it's 60 days, 80 days, 100 days, in most cases, from what I've seen, the property is listed too high. So that can be a bit of a hurdle. So the seller has in their mind that they want this certain amount of money for the property. The realtor is listening to the seller. So when you call with your offer, let's say your property is listed at 300,000 and you call and offer, 210 or 215, they might just say screw off. Or, the realtor might say, I've been working with the seller on getting the price down. Let me present this to the seller and see what they say. You just want to open up that dialogue. So you still need to run your numbers as you would any other wholesale property. Find out what your buyers are paying in your market, in your area, and run your numbers accordingly so that you can at least make a nice spread. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it was interesting to me when I came across this strategy because when you close a wholesale deal, when you close a wholesale deal with a seller, what's up, Corey? What's up, Chris? What's up, Sean? Um, and Trevor, when you close a wholesale deal with a seller, the chances of them giving you a referral meaning the chances of them bringing you someone else who is selling their property, I would guess in my experience from several years of doing this, is like 10 to 15%, 10 to 20% maybe, that a seller will bring you a referral. The chances of a realtor that gets properties on their desk from their brokerage, from their team members, from clients, the chances of a realtor or agent bringing you a referral, it's like 60 to 70%, almost 80%. So it's significantly higher than working with sellers. So to that point, like I've closed several deals. I've closed 3 deals in the last couple months with just one agent, from bringing us properties, from bringing us more deals because we were successful with one deal. They'll bring you another deal. You close that deal, they'll bring you another. And, it's not like a seller closing a deal and moving on. This person is a real estate agent. Once you build that relationship with them, they'll continue to bring you deals. So I saw the opportunity as much more fruitful than just working, off market as well. So build your database, network with these realtors or agents, and approach it like you want to have a long lasting working relationship, because they'll always hit you up when they have a seller that's looking to sell quick for cash, don't want to list it. They'll be the ones calling you. So approach it like that. Even if the property you're calling about, guys, this is important. Even if the property you're calling about doesn't work out, you still want to build that relationship with the realtor, because maybe the next one will. Maybe the next property that they have listed or coming up on being listed, they'll say, "Hey, Demarcus, hey, I got this one that's coming up. I know we couldn't get the last one, but what do you think about this one?" I'm telling you, keep your lines of communication open with these realtors. And if you start calling the list, you might talk to 50 agents in one week. And I'm just telling you, it's crazy. The networking from your phone, this doesn't cost any money. the networking from your phone is crucial. So now let's talk about the specifics of the deal, the transaction. A lot of people ask me, well, how do you do the paperwork? Is it different, is it different from off market and everything like that? Just make your offer, stick to your numbers. It's just the same. It's the same as wholesaling off market. So if you need to be at 210 on a property and the agent says the seller is not accepting any less than 250, it's not a deal. So just stick to your numbers. It's the same, it's the same thing. If the deal can't get you the profit that you want or that you need out of the deal, then it's not a deal. So just move on. Now there are some specific paperwork things that I can tell you guys that kind of confused me in the beginning. A lot of agents, their brokerages are going to have them make you or they're going to request that you sign a document called a buyer, realtor working with a buyer as a customer agreement. And that confused me at first. I really didn't know. Like I said, I was just jumping in, trying to make my offers. But what that means is the agent that you're working with isn't representing you. So what that means is you don't have to pay the agent that you're working with on the deal any money. So what they have you sign is an agreement saying that they're not representing you and they're just working with you as a customer. So the GAR forms, if they prepare your closing contracts, any documents and everything like that, any amendments that come up during the deal, uh, that's them working with you as a customer. So be prepared for that, especially in Georgia. But I'm pretty sure it's something similar in every state because there needs to be something official that shows their brokerage that you aren't going to pay them for the deal. Now, um, what we're talking about with paying them. So every seller, when they sign up to sell their property on the MLS, when they hire a realtor, they agree to a certain amount of commission. Now, this commission can be 5% or 6% in most cases, just depends on what they agreed to. So let's say it's 6%. So that means the seller has agreed to pay 6% total in commission to the listing agent that they're working with, that they hired, and the buyer's agent. So usually three and three. So if you're coming in as an investor, one thing you can offer is to waive the buyer's agent commission. So what that means is you're not paying the 3% as you would if you had a real estate agent. So the benefit of that is the listing agent who you're working with was only going to make 3% anyway in that scenario, right? So let me know if you got questions, guys, in the comments. So if you're following the realtor that you're working with was only going to make 3% anyway. So what you can say is, Mr. or Mrs. Agent, I can waive the buyer's agent commission. And what that means is the seller now, instead of paying 6% commission, they're only responsible to pay 3% commission. So that might be an incentive for you if you're coming in with a lower cash offer. I've seen where it was 6% total. I presented that I can waive the buyer's agent commission. I'm not collecting it, I won't charge the seller any commission. And the agent, instead of 3%, took 4%, and the seller saved 2%. So it's really, you give a lot of power to the seller and the agent for them to work that out themselves. But the most important thing is you're working with the agent as a customer and you're waiving the buyer's agent commission. So there's no buyer's agent commission. Um, Another thing is a lot of people ask me is how do you assign a contract? So when you're working with a realtor, they're going to have official in Georgia they're called GAR forms, but every state has their different forms that their brokerage accepts for a contract. So what you can do is they on the contract on the long realtor official contracts there should be like a special stipulations box or additional comments box or additional terms box where you can include your yeah, yeah, she did. Shout out Alexa, that's my wife, y'all. Alexis busted down 10K on this MLS strategy. Alexis, put in there how much you spent to get that deal. $0. 10K. It's crazy. So my point is, you can put in the special stipulations that uh, the buyer has the right to assign this contract. That's usually in your normal off-market real estate contracts, but on a realtor form it's not listed there. So if you're going to assign the contract, you need to make sure that it's included on the GAR form, because if it's not included on the GAR form, you're not going to be able to assign the contract. You're going to have to double close, which is typically more expensive and a little more complicated. So make sure you still include your um, all your terms that you need, just like if it was off market. That needs to be included on the GAR forms. Okay. Um, and when you're working with realtors, always remember that like the seller is still the decision maker, right? The seller has hired this realtor, right, to help them sell the property. So my point with that is also it's a timing thing as well. So if you talk to an agent on a Tuesday, for example, and they have to get back to this, they have to ask the seller, they have to present your offer. The seller has to think about it. They probably have a few other offers as well. And then they have to get back to you. So, my point is, it may take a few days for you to hear back. Sometimes the seller's busy, the seller's out of town, the seller wants to sleep on your offer. You hear that a lot. Um, yeah, it sure did. So my point is, if you make 10 offers a day on the MLS, 10 offers, 10 offers, 10 offers, 10 offers, don't get discouraged if you're not hearing back right away. If the seller has to make the decision, the seller has to compare other offers. The agent has to coach the seller on which offers are competitive, which offers they should take, which offers they think are attractive. So my point is, it's like a snowball. If you keep making constant offers on the MLS, you'll start to get those rings back. Hey, the seller is considering your offer. Hey, the seller is considering your offer. The seller wants to counter with this. The seller wants to counter with that. So you got to put a lot of calls in, but it's easy. It's free if you just stay consistent with it and keep making calls on the MLS. And remember, you want to build relationships with these agents. That's the number one thing. You want to build relationships with these agents. Again, I'll take it back to the top. I started this. I've been wholesaling for 3 years, guys. So I'm not new to wholesaling. I don't want to present myself as I'm new. I've been making money, in wholesaling for a while, but um, this particular strategy I started in August, and within, like I said, 60 days, we have made over 60K and more like coming right now. So I'm gonna be doing this strategy for a long time. So it's free. It's free. You can go on Zillow.com right now. Anybody, if you have a cell phone, go on Zillow.com right now, call an agent. If you understand wholesaling real estate, call an agent, make your offer, and get the property under contract. Find a local investor or buyer in your area for investment properties and offer them the property at a higher price so you can make money. Now, another question a lot of people ask me is, how do you present a property on the MLS to a buyer? Because a buyer is going to see that the property is listed on the MLS and the property has an agent. It's Most buyers do not care. They don't care if a property is listed at if a property is listed at 300,000 and you have it under contract for 240 and you present it to a buyer at 265, if the numbers work, the numbers work. They're going to see that the property's listed. They're going to know they're getting a good deal. If the numbers work for them, I'm telling you, most buyers don't care. I have heard of some buyers requesting that the property be removed from the MLS. And some agents will agree to that. Some agents will agree to remove the property from the MLS. I haven't done that myself, and I don't really see the point in that. But most buyers, if the numbers work for them, they don't care how much you're making. They don't care if it's on the MLS or not. They don't care that the property has an agent, as long as it's clear to them that they don't have to pay any commission on the deal. All they have to pay is your wholesale fee. Like you'll be good to go. So some other roadblocks I came across throughout the process. Make sure everything is in writing, guys. Like I said, you need to make sure it's in writing that you're, if you can't, so here's another point. If you have a fee, let's say about $20,000, $25,000, you can, as an incentive to get the deal signed, you can offer to pay the agent's commission. So let me take this back. You have the option to waive the buyer's commission, which is with the buyer's agent commission, which means that you're not requiring them to pay you 3%. But if you have a fee and you're going to make a lot of money on the deal, I've seen some guys, some investors uh, offer to pay the agent or the buyer's agent commission. So that's an incentive as well. I've never done that myself, but you have to get creative in presenting these offers because think about it. If you call somebody off market and their property is not listed on the MLS, um, you know, a lot of investors call them, but when the property is listed on the MLS, they've got tons of calls. They have tons of calls from traditional buyers. They have tons of calls from investors and so forth. So you do have to get kind of creative. If the seller is looking for a quick close, you can do a short due diligence period or inspection period. You can do, like I said, play with the commission. If it fits your deal, it fits your deal. If it doesn't fit your deal, then it doesn't fit your deal. But my point is to be flexible. Be flexible with the agent, and be creative if you can. If you know what you're doing, be creative. If you don't know what you're doing, then just ask. Ask me or ask somebody else. So you want to just present yourself and present the deal as attractive as you can so you can get it under contract with the seller. Um, yeah, and at the end of the day, just shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. This is wholesaling real estate. This is the best business in the world. This is a strategy. This is just a strategy of wholesaling real estate that you can do with $0 consistently. As long as you have a phone and Wi-Fi, you can consistently market this way with $0. It's really crazy. I love real estate because you never stop learning. You never stop learning. Nobody has it all figured out. So. Um, Guys, let me know if you have questions in there. I think I've explained a good bit. Again, this is wholesaling real estate on the MLS. Again, make friends with your realtors. Make friends with your realtors. And if you can't find a realtor, to pull you a list on the MLS, like pay somebody $10, $10, $15. Like it's going to take them about 10 minutes. But if you have a roadblock where you can't get a long list of properties on the MLS, just offer to pay somebody like $10. It'll be worth it. And you can work that list for a bit. Now keep in mind, if you get a list, let's say early November, you get a list in 30 days or so, properties are now going to be 60 days plus, maybe 100 days plus. New properties are going to be on the MLS. So keep that in mind. And the last thing I'll get into, guys, is when you have a list and you pull up a property and the property, let's say the property's completely renovated. So, like granite countertops, nice floors, everything has been renovated, new roof, top of the line, everything, top of the line upgrades. That's not necessarily going to be the type of property that you want to target. You can, I've seen it happen. I've wholesaled some nice properties, like 3 years old, properties built in 2019, whatever. So, but that's not going to be your bread and butter for this strategy. Like I said, you want to target distressed properties that need work, need money. The seller doesn't want to put the work into the property, or properties that have been listed on the market for some time. So depending on your market, you may have a lot of 60 plus day properties. Depending on where you live, you may have a lot of 100 plus day properties or more. So those are the type of properties you're going to want to target. Those are the type of agents that are ready for your call, and those are the type of sellers that are looking to sell because at the end of the day, the property is listed on the MLS. So they're trying to sell the property. Everybody you talk to, every agent you talk to, their client, the seller, is trying to sell the property. So, that's a foot in the door right there. Whereas with off-market real estate, which I still do off-market marketing as well. But they may not be trying to sell. When you market off market, you never know if a seller is trying to sell, not trying to sell, whether they're ready now or might be ready in 3 months. The one thing about this strategy is, like I said, they're ready to sell now. Otherwise, the property wouldn't be listed. Now, you have some sellers that put their house on the market and they are asking an unrealistic price. So let's say the house is worth 250 and they have it listed at 400. You know what I mean? That's something that you can't really control. And they will let the property sit on the market for maybe 100, 150, 200 days. And they're not really trying to sell the property because they're asking an unrealistic price. So if you talk to an agent like that, again, that might not be the property you get. You know what I mean? This seller is, and the realtor will keep it real. They'll tell you what it is. Like, hey, my seller is delusional. I'm just letting you know right now. they're asking too much for this property, and I'm annoyed. A realtor, they'll keep it real. So if that's not the property that you're going to get, still take the realtor's information. Always save their number so when they call you, you know who it is. You're going to talk to so many realtors with this strategy. So you have to save their number, first and last name. Save their number and their brokerage. Because when they call you or text you in the future, you don't want to be like, hey, who is this? Like, you want to make it seem like you took the time to talk to them. They don't know you're talking to hundreds of other agents every day, or tens of other agents every day, hundreds of agents a month. So um, save their number so that when they hit you up in the future, it's a warm conversation. You know what I mean? So again, guys, this is a great strategy. If you have a 9 to 5 and you're looking to supplement your income, it's a crazy economy we're in right now. And I just believe that everybody should be making a lot of money. You should be making as much money as you can. So you can do this on the weekends if you have a 9 to 5. You can do it after you get off. You know what I mean? Watch wholesaling videos first if you're completely new to the business. Always DM me. I'll be doing more lives every Friday. So um, research wholesaling real estate. This is a free strategy of wholesaling real estate where you can make money with zero marketing dollars. Yeah, and make a lot of money, guys. I wish everyone, nothing but success. You guys know me, I'm DeMarcus, so I'll be doing more lives on this strategy. I'll be doing some live calls. So let me know if you guys need anything. Other than that, happy wholesaling. Real estate is the best business there is. You can make as much as you want. There's no cap on your income. That's the one thing I love about real estate. There's no cap on your income. You can make $20,000 one month, 60,000 the next month, 100,000 the next month. There's no cap on your income. So nobody can decide it but you. You pick up the phone, you could have 10 bad days of talking to agents and sellers. You can have 10 bad days. And that one day, you'll talk to the right agent at the right time with the right seller about the right property and make 50,000 off that one conversation. But you do need to stay consistent. The hardest part of real estate, this strategy in real estate, is consistency. You have to stay consistent with making your offers, and it will happen. It will happen for sure. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope I brought a lot of value to you guys. Watch the replay if you didn't catch it. But always, real estate is my life. So if you have any questions, let me know, guys. I appreciate your time. Thanks for everybody that joined. Thanks for everybody that's watching and commented. Peace.